What up, everybody? Hope everybody can hear me. What's cracking? What's cracking, everybody? If you can hear me, hit the like button for me. Drop me a comment if you can hear me, man, so I can get started. Drop me a comment. Let me know if you can hear me. Hit that like button for me if you can hear me. What's poppin', everybody? As y'all come into the chat, what's cracking? You can hear me good? Somebody drop me a comment. Let me know you can hear me. Came on earlier, man. They couldn't. They said the volume wasn't working, so decided to hop back on, man. Just drop a little bit of Pacquiao news. Let's get it started. Okay. Who is that? Jackon Abdul Kaman. Oh man, I can't pronounce that at all. What's cracking with you though, bro? Appreciate that, man. You're yeah, of course. Okay. That's what's cracking, man. Good to see everybody, man. I just wanted to get in here, man, talk about this Terence Crawford potential fight again, man. See what everybody's thoughts are about it, man. It's hopefully we're gonna get some announcements coming out here really soon for Manny Pacquiao regarding who his next opponent is gonna be. Perhaps it'll be Terence Crawford. Perhaps it'll be Yadanius, you guys. Perhaps it'll be Errol Spence Jr. We don't know yet. We know it's not gonna be Ryan Garcia. Thankfully. Okay, you from Uzbekistan. Shout out to Uzbekistan, man. Shout out to you, bro. You do videos. You got a channel. Just a Pacquiao fan, huh? I can dig it. So, my question for the night is, if Manny Pacquiao and Terence Crawford actually do fight, is that going to be, you guys think it's going to end up being the fight of the year? Do you think Terence Crawford can bring the fight of the year to Manny Pacquiao? I think if those two guys actually do get it on, man, it's going to be a war from beginning to end. I just think Pacquiao's more battle-tested. No problem, bro. Shouts out to Uzbekistan. Ain't never been there, but yeah, it sounds interesting. Are you a Crawford fan? I can dig it, man. You think Crawford's gonna beat Pacquiao? You think Crawford got Pacquiao's number? Before I get into the full conversation, you might as well. You're a Crawford fan. I'm glad to run across a Crawford fan. Everybody who watches my channel is normally a Pacquiao fan, so it's interesting to run across someone from the other side. But to me, I think that fight has the potential of being fight of the year, simply because there are a bunch of unknowns going to that fight. We don't know what Manny Pacquiao is going to look like when he makes his return. We don't know if Terence Crawford can withstand the punches of Manny Pacquiao, you know, that never stop. Manny Pacquiao, we back, yeah, we back, man. You know, I tried to come on with Caps earlier, but we was having too many technical difficulties, man. I got to get used to using the software that I'm using to do the multicasting when it comes to live streaming. But I'm gonna get it going, man. We'll be able to have more guests on here really soon, man. So definitely. What's up with you though, Patrick? We had some fun last night, man. That was live last night. You think this Pacquiao Crawford fight gonna be fight of the year? You think it has the potential to be the fight of the year? I feel like it's gonna be the fight of the year if they do actually get it on. I feel like Pacquiao style is perfect for Terence Crawford. I think it's perfect for Terence Crawford. Yeah, I definitely think Crawford has more chance to smash Pacquiao. I mean, you might be right. We don't know what Pacquiao we're gonna get. It's been 2 years since he beat Thurman. He looked awesome when he beat Thurman, but it's been 2 years. I will say this: I recently saw some footage of Pacquiao training in the Philippines. What's the latest news? Depends. Uh, I'm gonna drop it here in a second. But I saw some footage of Pacquiao training in the Philippines with his wife. I think I mentioned this yesterday. But he looked really good, man. He didn't look like he had lost a step. His punching power looked like it's still there. The speed is always there for Pacquiao. And I feel like Pacquiao. I feel like this. You know, I've been lobbying for him to have a tune-up fight, right? But off the footage I saw, I really don't think he needs a tune-up fight now. I think he could go straight into a Crawford or a Spence fight and really give those guys a run for their money, depending on, I mean, based off what I saw in those videos. Thurman was not strategically sound. Thurman had been out for 2 years. I will say that. He had been out for 2 years. He hadn't fought anybody in 2 years. He was in danger of being stripped. I think he took the Manny Pacquiao fight kind of on a whim. Who had Crawford beat at 147? He ain't beat nobody in one, not with a notable name. I mean, he's beaten some last generation fighters, Crawford first. But he hasn't beat nobody with a notable name. I think if he fought Pacquiao, that would be the best fighter that he's faced off with at 147 pounds up until this point. If he fought Spence, that would be the best fighter he's faced off against at 147 pounds. Even if he fought you guys, I think you guys is better than Kell Brook at this point. Maybe not the Kell Brook of 3 years ago, but the Kell Brook of that Terence Crawford just fought. So, I mean, any of those names. If he fought Danny, if he fought Thurman, Spence, I mean, you can go down the line. There are some. They give him too much credit. Yeah, they do give Crawford a lot of credit based off of what he did at lower weight classes. And I think that he's just not proven yet at 147 pounds. His resume should say it all. You know, Errol Spence has a great resume at 147 pounds. Nobody can argue with Manny Pacquiao's resume. You can't argue with all those guys over at PBC and their resumes because they've been fighting each other. So the only one who isn't proven in this situation is Terence Crawford. If you ask me, I think Crawford versus Sean Porter would be a heck of a fight. I think he would beat Porter, but I think Porter would give him a real run for his money. Would take him down to the wire. But the latest news, I'm gonna get back with Caps and Full G tomorrow, man. We're gonna redo that live stream. So I'm gonna save the latest news for tomorrow. But I just want to get on here and see what everybody feel like about the potential matchup and whether it's gonna be Porter has a better resume, even though he lost a few fights. It don't really matter if you lost the fight. To me, it matters who you faced off with. 3-4 years ago, Spence's resume was also arguable. But that's 3 or 4 years ago. You know, Terence Crawford shouldn't be 3 or 4 years behind Errol Spence. That's only a sign of what's going on with top-ranked boxing and them not really having a lot of welterweights for Terence Crawford to face off with. You know, that's really Bob Arum's fault. That's not Crawford's fault. I can't blame Crawford for that, but you can say Bob Arum hasn't stacked the deck in favor of Terence Crawford at all. Everything he's done as far as Terence Crawford has been negative toward his career. But I just want to, time is coming for Crawford. Yeah, I mean, eventually, here's the thing. By the end of the year, one of these guys, Errol Spence or Terence Crawford, is not going to have that O anymore. Because eventually they got to face off. And I think it'll happen this year. But if not, one of them's going to face off with Pacquiao. And I think Pacquiao can go through both of them. I don't think he should have to go through both of them. But I think he'll go through at least one of them. Time is running out for Crawford. I mean, it is. Eventually, he's got to face up with some better competition and really test himself and see what he can do at 147 pounds. I think Jordan. I mean, it would be good to see him go up against Jordanius. You guys, I think you guys would give him a heck of a fight. You guys got the length. He's got the power. He's got a little bit of speed, and I think he would take Crawford down to the wire. Whether he beats him or not, that's a different story. And it would be it would definitely spark Errol Spence's interest because I think he feels like the you guys fight is already set for him. You know, he's pretty much got that in the bag. And it behooves Terence Crawford to try to get that belt. He needs that belt, really. If Spence gets that belt, it's all over for 147 pounds. I think if Spence gets the belt from you guys, he's gonna move up to middleweight and go fight Canelo. You think you guys beat Porter? I didn't see it live, but from what I saw in the footage, yeah. Actually, I think I did watch that fight live. I watched the end of it live. I didn't watch the whole fight, but I watched the end of it live, and I thought you guys, it should have been a draw if nothing else. It should have been a draw. You guys, he fights, man. He's a brawler. I like you guys. I don't think he's a slouch. I don't think he's a pushover at all. I think if Sean Porter rematched him, he might actually take Porter out. I think that's why Porter don't want to give him a rematch. Everybody talks about Errol Spence and Sean Porter, rematching. But what about Keith Thurman and Sean Porter rematching? What about Sean Porter and you guys rematching? That would be a heck of a fight. But I really personally want to see Pacquiao take on you guys. I think Pacquiao is that's the perfect setup for him to get his belt back. I don't like what the WBA has been doing, but I mean that's an easy road for him to get his belt back. Just in the same fashion that Spence feels like that's an easy way for him to unify. He can just go beat you guys. I think everybody thinks they can just walk through you guys. And one of those guys, somebody might go in there with their head down and sleeping on you guys and get put to sleep. It'll be a great matchup either way around. I want to see Thurman versus Spence. It would be an interesting fight. It would be an interesting fight. I think, it would be interesting. I don't know. It depends on, because look at it like this. It was 2 years since Thurman had fought when he took on Pacquiao. It'll be 2 more years since Thurman fought if he fought Errol Spence Jr. Thurman can't keep putting 2 and 3 and 4 years in between fights. You know what I'm saying? It's going to wear on his skill sets. You got to be active, man. You can't just think you're going to jump back into this. And it would be a good fight, but I think Spence would beat him based on the fact he's been out for so long. And then and in his last fight, he didn't do so well. Who y'all think is the perfect matchup for Manny Pacquiao this year? If Pacquiao can't fight Spence, he's gonna freeze him out because he wants to fight you guys. If Pacquiao can't fight Terence Crawford because the negotiations don't go well, or he can't fight you guys because he's gonna fight Spence, who else should Manny Pacquiao be trying to face off with this year? Who would be his alternative for Spence, Crawford, or you guys fight? Patrick Carter. Remember when Triple G fought 3 times a year? I can remember when Pacquiao was fighting more than 1 time a year. It was fighting two and sometimes 3 times a year. If Pacquiao can't get to you guys, the Spence fight or the Crawford fight, y'all think he should go ahead and fight Triple G with the triple? Remember everybody was talking about the Triple G fight. Should he just go ahead and say, you know what, forget it. I'm going to go ahead and fight Triple G. I'm going to go get a bag because that would be a big money fight. I think people would tune in to see Pacquiao go up against such a big fighter. Mikey Garcia, I don't know if there's a lot of interest in the Mikey Garcia fight. I'd like Mikey Garcia, don't get me wrong. I don't know if people are tuned in for a Mikey Garcia fight. I think people are tuned in to watch Manny Pacquiao take on Triple G. I think that's it. It would be a crazy fight, and it would have to be some type of weird catch weight, but I think it would be a heck of a fight. I actually got Pacquiao beating Triple G. I think his speed would give Triple G a whole lot of problems. Crawford versus Pacquiao is a big money fight. It's a huge money fight. I think it might be. That's why I said it could be potentially fight of the year if they can make it. But can they get the dollar signs right? Is Bob Arum gonna be in the way because of his past relationship with Pacquiao? It's not too many other options after them three. I mean, it's really not. I mean, he could fight Sean Porter. There's always Sean Porter out there. I would rather see him fight Sean Porter than to see him fight Keith Thurman again, because I think he just beat Keith Thurman again. But Sean Porter, I think, would give him a good fight. What about one of the Charlo brothers? You think Pacquiao could face off with one of the Charlo brothers at a catchweight? And if he did face off with one of the Charlo brothers, which one would y'all want to see him fight? I think the Crawford fight makes sense. I just don't know if it can, if the money can be right. I think the fight makes sense. It's just the money. It's gonna be does Terence Crawford decide to take a pay cut? And if he does decide to take a pay cut, is that gonna affect his relationship with Bob Arum? Bob has financial supporters, I think. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm pretty sure all Bob's backers would love to have another Pacquiao fight on their resume. The one who haven't lost. What do you mean by that? The one who haven't lost. But what y'all think about Pacquiao and taking on Triple G? You think Pacquiao can beat Triple G? You think he would give him a good fight out? Is that a little bit too much at this point in Pacquiao's career? Is he too old to be trying to take on another super giant, super welterweight? I think one of the Charlo brothers would be, because I saw an interview with Pacquiao where he said that there were some fighters from Canada and some fighters from Mexico. I put it in one of my videos that were asking if they can get a fight. One twin lost their fight. I mean, that really don't matter. It's all about can the fight sell. It don't really matter if he got a loss on his record. That would just be an alternative fight if Pacquiao can't get a fight with Spence, Crawford, or you guys. I don't hear Sean Porter really calling Manny Pacquiao out too much. I don't think Porter really wants that smoke. Because I believe they've already sparred together. I think Pacquiao got Porter's number. Charlo brothers versus Canelo. Which one though? Which Charlo brother? They both gonna beat him up at the same. They both gonna get in there and pound him out at the same time. Hit that like button for me, man. As y'all come in, y'all smash that, Pacquiao that like button for me. Win lost. Pacquiao versus Triple G 5 years ago would have been a good fight. It would have been a heck of a fight. He'd have towed Triple G up 5 years ago. I think his speed still gives Triple G trouble. I think Triple G, if you saw what Canelo was able to do to him, you can see that tricky fighters give him trouble. If you got some type of talent or something you can lean on, then hey, I think he can possibly take Triple G down. Canelo beats them both. Big Charlo. Pacquiao should take on Big Charlo, or Big Charlo should take on Canelo. What about Pacquiao Canelo? Let's say Pacquiao can't get a fight with Crawford, you guys, or Spence. He can't get a fight with Triple G. Sean Porter don't seem to want to fight him. Should his next best bet be trying to fight Canelo? Just to get the big money fight. And I don't really hear the Charlo brothers trying to call him out. They might feel like they too big to be trying to take on Pacquiao. But Pacquiao does wonderful against bigger opponents. Big Charlo versus Canelo. That'd be an interesting fight. I think I don't know though. I think them guys they still a little bit too green for Canelo. Canelo's a crafty fighter. He would give a lot of fighters trouble. I think even today, if Canelo fought June Passion. Hello, brother. How are you? I'm good, bro. Appreciate you, June. Appreciate you for dropping that comment there, brother. I'm good. How about yourself? Pacquiao versus Canelo May 5th would be a huge event. It would be an amazing fight. I think that would be perfect. Canelo versus Charlo is an interesting fight. Yeah, depending on which one he takes on. I think both brothers could give him a decent fight, but I just think Canelo might be a little bit too talented for both of them guys. Based off that last fight, man, Canelo's a whole nother level of boxing. You know, there's people who like boxing, there's people who do boxing, and he's one of them guys who live boxing. Like his whole life is based around learning new fight styles and figuring out alternative angles to throw a punch. He's one of them type of boxers. I don't think the Charlo brothers is on that level. But I think Canelo Pacquiao is a huge fight. I think if that fight came, Charlo a all around fighter now. I haven't seen him fight. I saw the last one I saw fight. He got knocked out. He either got knocked out or he got TKO'd. That was the last one I had seen fight. I can't remember which one it is though. I think it's Jamal, whichever one got the loss on this record is the last one I saw fight. But we supposed to be talking about this fight. We done veered all the way off the topic. We supposed to be talking about Pacquiao Crawford and why this could potentially be the fight of the year. And of course, Mr. Transfer BR3, shout out for from Seattle, Mr. Transfer BR. What's cracking, Transfer, man? Appreciate that, bro. What's popping out there in Seattle? I bet y'all got better weather than we got, man. It been snowing, raining, freezing cold. It's supposed to be 3 degrees here tomorrow. Canelo, not the twins. You think Canelo? Who gives him a better fight though? Canelo or the Charlo brothers? Who gives Pacquiao a better fight? Canelo or one of the Charlo brothers? Either one, it don't really matter. I think Pacquiao can knock both of the Charlo. Based off what I saw, I think Pacquiao can knock both of the Charlo brothers out. Them guys, they need to work on their skills. Benavidez camp is here now in Seattle. Oh man, that's gotta be exciting. You been going to check them out? That's the only thing about being where I'm at, man. We don't. It's more of a basketball state here. Basketball, college sports, football. Ali's from here. We got some lower name fighters, but them nothing like what's going on in California or in Texas. Detroit, places like that. Where boxing's really big. Canelo versus Pacquiao, a big money fight. That's a huge money fight, man. I think that would be the biggest. It would be bigger than Maypac. It would be bigger than Mayweather Canelo. It would be bigger than a lot of fights that have been going on here lately. It definitely smashed any numbers that Terence Crawford and Errol Spence have been doing lately. Neither one of them guys can compete with anything that Pacquiao and Canelo will put together. They got a 135-pounder part of their camp to watch out for. His name is Jose Rayo Valenciars. As far as basketball, Nate Robinson from her got stoned. Hey, is Nate Robinson gonna keep fighting? I ain't heard nothing about Nate Robinson trying to keep on boxing ever since he got floored. Texas Stadium, 100,000 easy. The only problem with that is right now is would they allow 100,000 people to be in that stadium? June Passion. I think Canelo is still unstoppable in the middleweight for the next 2 to 3 years. I ain't gonna argue with that. Canelo looks amazing. I think he takes out a whole bunch of people in the middleweight division. I would like to see him fight Triple G again because I missed that fight. I didn't get to see it. Canelo Pacquiao is huge compared to Ryan versus Pac. Yeah, it's a way better fight than Ryan Garcia versus Pacquiao. Ryan Garcia, I mean, he doesn't even belong in the same ring with Manny Pacquiao. Ryan Garcia needs to be fighting Teofimo, Tank Davis, uh, uh, Devin Haney. You know, all those guys are who he should be focusing his next few fights on. He shouldn't even be thinking about Pacquiao. The problem with that fight, with him taking on Pacquiao, is the size. He's never faced off with a fighter that can pack a punch like that. 147-pound punches are a whole lot tougher to try to withstand than 135-pound punches. So I think Pacquiao would actually knock him out really easily. But Pacquiao versus Spence or Crawford is more meaningful, and yeah, Teofimo deserves to fight with Pac more than Ryan, honestly. Yeah, I never understood why Ryan Garcia's name. I actually think Ryan Garcia might have been the one to put that news out there himself. I think, yeah, exactly what you said. Ryan Garcia been clout chasing. I think he actually broke that news himself. He put that out there as a way just to have his name connected to Pacquiao's name. Who brought up Crawford versus Pac? This has been talked about in the past. Has this been brought up recently? Yeah, Gervonta Davis's trainer said he heard through the grapevine that Pacquiao and Crawford were in negotiations. And I guess since he's dealing with Bob Arum, because they're trying to make that fight over there with who's over there, Teofimo Lopez. I'm guessing maybe that's how he found out about it. Teofimo versus Haney would be a more interesting fight. More interested in Ryan, Teofimo Ryan? I believe so. I think the best fighter out of that division though is Teofimo and Gervonta Davis. But now that the news is coming out that Gervonta broke his hand, it's probably gonna be out all of 2021. Hey, I don't know what. Me and Caps was talking about that. He said Gervonta Davis gonna get fat. He said he gonna get fat. He gonna come back fat. Ryan versus Pac is not good for his own health. It would be another Khan versus Canelo. It could potentially be. I think he would put him to sleep. I don't think it would be even a question in that fight. I don't know why he's even pursuing it. Either he don't want to get he feels like he don't want to get beat up by anybody in his division because it would ruin any chance of him getting a fight with them guys. But if he got into the ring and fought with Pacquiao and lost, it would actually make him more famous. You know, even if Pacquiao knocked him out, it would make him more famous. I'm guessing that's his reasoning behind wanting to keep pursuing Pacquiao. But other than that, I don't know. He gotta be crazy. But you see, Oscar De La Hoya got in his ear and told him, "Man, this fight ain't happening." Oscar De La Hoya and whoever his other promoter is, are the ones that told him they don't want him to fight Pacquiao. You know, Oscar De La Hoya knows all about Pacquiao, man. How he can ruin your whole career. So I'm pretty sure they got in his ear and let him know what's up. As far as Crawford goes, though, that's what we're supposed to be talking about. I think Crawford, this would be the biggest fight of Crawford's career. I think Pacquiao would actually have a really good chance of knocking Terence Crawford out, simply because Crawford's chin has never been tested at 147 pounds. He's never felt power like what Pacquiao's going to put on him. And I think Pacquiao will be that guy to maybe not only knock him down, but maybe knock him out. What happened to working your way up to the rankings and clearing out your division before even knocking on the door at the next weight class before another one? That's what I'm saying, man. I think Ryan Garcia, I think he might think he can't beat them guys down there. And at this point, So he's just trying to fish out the biggest fighter he can get before his chin gets tested. But if he gets embarrassed by one of those guys at 130 pounds, nobody else is gonna want to fight him at 135 pounds. So I think his next best bet to him is to move up and fight Pacquiao, because at least if he loses, he can get a lot of money out of a loss with Pacquiao. Even a loss to Pacquiao is a win in your bank account. You know, Keith Thurman, even though he got beat up, he made a lot of money off that Pacquiao fight. Adrian Broner, even though he's goofy with his money, he made a whole, he wasted most of it, but he made a whole lot of money off that Manny Pacquiao fight. So beating Campbell gets you a Pacquiao fight. So that means Lomachenko should have got huh. Now that you bring that up, that's very interesting that you bring that up. What do you think the possibilities of Lomachenko coming back and moving up to fight Pacquiao? Do you think that would be a good fight? Go after the big fish and get drowned. Bro, what do you think about Virgil Ortiz versus Crawford or Spence? Tell you the truth, I haven't seen Virgil Ortiz fight yet. I haven't even seen him fight yet. I heard everybody talking about him, but I don't have nothing to compare it to yet. I gotta go check out some footage of him first before I can even speak on it. From what I heard, though, he's really talented. Y'all think, should Pacquiao fight Virgil Ortiz? Or you think that's too dangerous of a fight? He's too much of an unknown. But back to my question, though. You know, if none of those other guys want to fight Pacquiao, we all know Teofimo Lopez is about to take on, who's he about to fight? He's about to fight Kambosa. And so he's not available for Lomachenko to rematch right now. What about Pacquiao taking on Lomachenko? Would Pacquiao Lomachenko be a better fight than Pacquiao Ryan Garcia? I think Lomachenko is way more talented than Ryan Garcia. Would be a good fight for Loma's health. Wouldn't be a good fight for Loma's health either. Even at 140, but he has the skills to survive. You know, I don't know. You know, it would definitely probably not happen at 147 pounds. It probably would be at 140. I think it would be a good fight. Easy money versus Loma. Easy money versus Loma. I don't know, man. Was the Teofimo Lopez? I think the Teofimo Lopez fight was a fluke, man. I actually don't think that was the Lomachenko that we all used to seeing. Me personally, when the fight started, I could just tell. Just like when the Mayweather Pacquiao fight started, I could tell that there was something wrong with Lomachenko. He wasn't throwing like he normally does. Yeah, he was in his normal defensive little, you know, what do you call it, matador stance or whatever he always does, but he wasn't throwing punches like he normally throws. And Pacquiao in the Maypac fight wasn't throwing punches like he normally throws. I felt like from the beginning of that fight, something was wrong. Fantasy Fight and ESPN for sure wouldn't do it. Crawford versus Loma, 140. Who you got? Crawford versus Loma. I think Loma fight him to a draw. They are what they thought they are. But as far as Loma and Crawford, I think Loma could fight Crawford to a draw. Especially at 140 pounds, I think Loma would come back and put it on Crawford. I think he would do Crawford the way he should have done Teofimo Lopez. I actually think Teofimo Lopez, when he faces off, I think George Kambosa got his number. I think Kambosa's gonna knock him out. I'm 100% sure that the Teofimo Lopez versus Lomachenko fight was a fluke. Fight won't happen though. Nah, definitely not. I seriously doubt it would. I don't see Pacquiao going down in weight. I think we have three options when it comes to Pacquiao. Loma versus Crawford, a good fight. I think it's a heck of a fight, man. I think it would be a draw, man. I seriously think at this point Loma could fight him to a draw. I don't think he can knock him out, but I think he could fight him to a draw. It's possible. If Pacquiao Ryan Garcia is possible, Pacquiao Loma is definitely possible. if if Ryan Garcia can get a Manny Pacquiao fight, anything in the world is possible. We might see a Manny Pacquiao versus Oscar De La Hoya rematch if Ryan Garcia fight him. But I think that Loma Crawford fight would be a heck of a fight. I think Loma Crawford that's a doozy right there, man. I don't think I can pick that one, so I would call it a draw. I think I'm more interested in the Teofimo Lopez Vasil Lomachenko rematch. Crawford versus Thurman, that's a good fight. That would be a perfect test for Crawford. Loma got Lopez problem. Hey, I think Loma deserves his rematch, man. Let's be honest. Loma, if he said he was injured, he was injured, man. Give him man his rematch. Let him get his shot. You know, he gave you a shot. He gave Teofimo Lopez a shot when he was nobody. Teofimo Lopez chased that man all over the country, whining for a fight, and Loma gave him a fight. So why, when you beat him, would you not give him his rematch? This is what I don't understand. That's why I think it's a fluke. It's because if you beat him and you think you beat him that convincingly, you would be really interested in getting some more easy money and rematching him. So for him not to want to rematch him lets me know that that might have been a fluke. There's something else going on behind the scenes. Perhaps Bob Arum knew already he was hurt. He just, it just played out in the perfect way for Teofimo Lopez. A lot of fighters claim they hurt after a loss. I mean, a lot of them do. But this is boxing. And, I give people the benefit of the doubt. Them guys is going to get hurt, man. This is the sport of pain, man. They going there throwing punches. This ain't like basketball or football. Their job is to hurt each other. And they go in there and they spar with people almost on a daily basis. So, I'm not surprised when them guys get hurt. It's not surprising to me. That's a part of the game right there. That's a part of boxing to me when people get hurt. Jamel versus Crawford, 154. Shoot your shot. Would be a great fight. What about Jamel versus Pacquiao, 154? Who you got in that fight? Mr. Transfer BR3. Who you got? Jamel versus Pacquiao at 154 pounds. Pacquiao can't get a Crawford fight. He can't get a Spence fight. He can't get the you guys fight. They all freezing him out. He go fight Jamel Charlo. Who wins that fight? I think it would be an interesting fight. I think Pacquiao would have to he would really have to be on his toes in that fight. He would stand a chance of getting knocked out because that dude he's a pretty big guy. Pac all day. I got Pac winning. Jamel's the both of the Charlos, they're big guys, they're long fighters. You know me, I'm 8 divisions all day. I think Pacquiao I think his speed would overcome, especially the one that got knocked out. I watched that fight. I saw him get knocked out. I think it was either he got knocked out or he got TKO'd. But he definitely lost that fight. I think Pacquiao would knock him out cold. Whichever Charlo that was. I can't remember. I get them confused all the time. What's some other names Pacquiao could take on besides Crawford, Spence, you guys, Because there really is, I think at this point, if Spence and you guys are going, if it's a definite that they're going to get it on, it should almost be a definite that Pacquiao and Crawford's going to get it on. I think that's the next big fight out there. especially for Crawford. That'll be the biggest fight of his career. Spence, let's get it on. Anwar Langkap, what's cracking, man? Pac Spence, let's get it on, man. I hope so. Tio Lopez, Pacquiao versus Wilder. Hey, you know what's funny? I would favor Pacquiao in that fight. I think Pacquiao will give Wilder a run for his money. Cause Wilder's like, man, I don't know what's going on with Wilder. I don't know what's going on with Wilder, man. Right now, and you know what? To be serious, man, I think Wilder deserves his rematch with Tyson Fury. And I feel like Wilder beat him in the first fight. I think he knocked him out in the first fight. The referee gave him a long count. So Tyson Fury just happened to get back up. And I think in the second fight, Wilder got beat, and he deserved a rematch. But the problem with Wilder now is he's never going to get that rematch because he just ran his mouth too much. Breland is now on Team Fury, big fat. And that would be crazy. It would be crazy till this day. It would be crazy, man, if he jumped ship like that, because I'm pretty sure he knows all the flaws that Wilder has. It ain't like Tyson Fury don't know his flaws, the way he was beating him upside the head in that last fight. But like I was telling this one dude in my comment section, I can't remember his name. Wilder can beat Fury if he uses speed. If he can get with like a Lennox Lewis or Evander Holyfield or somebody like that who can teach him a good technique, and then get with a good strength and conditioning coach who can get his footwork together, he can really. I think he can knock Fury out cold and do it quick. That's Tyson Fury's Achilles heel is speed. He's a extremely slow heavyweight. Still complaining till this day. Even if he got a rematch with Tyson Fury and knocked him out, he'll still be mad about that last fight. Wilder, a one-trick pony. He might. It could be possible. I don't understand why he ain't fought yet. I don't understand why he's just sitting around waiting for Tyson Fury. There are plenty of other fights out there for him to take. Pac hitting Wilder low below all. I think Pacquiao will put it on him. I think it would be so much speed. Deontay Wilder he wouldn't know what to do. I don't even think he would get 2 or 3 punches in. Pacquiao put it right on his chin. If Pacquiao, it would be crazy if Pacquiao put him to sleep and and Tyson Fury couldn't put him out. Hey, what y'all think? Who y'all got in the Adrian Broner fight coming up? Who y'all got in the AB fight? I like Broner, man. I think Broner deserves his well to go to your psychiatrist. Wilder got a lot of problems, man. He got a whole lot of problems. I don't know what. He's smoking some good stuff, man, wherever he at. Because if he think he won that last fight, he's crazy. I'll give him the first fight, and I don't think the gloves was padded or anything. I think he was just getting beat upside the head. Who y'all got in the Broner fight though? His opponent. I can't wait to see Broner make a comeback. AB fighting to pay off a $4 million bill to the corpse. Big facts. That's true. I feel sorry for what's going on with him. Hey Red, do you have your computer volume up when you did your interview with Caps the other day? If so, I think that was why you echo. Now I figured out why I was echoing. It was something I did in the pro when I set up the program that I run to have both of us in the live stream. I'm getting used to it. It's a new program. It's a free program, so uh, I'm just getting used to it, man. I ain't have it set up right, so I'm. It was crazy because we was talking back and forth to each other so much that I wasn't paying attention to the chat, and I probably could have caught that earlier in the chat if I would have saw that. Broner punch out put is terrible. Thurman Broner big fight. I would love to see Thurman and Broner. I think it would be a heck of a fight. Both of them need a good fight right now. Broner, he's going through all type of stuff, and Thurman been out for like 17 years. Thurman beats Broner. I don't know. The new Broner might get with Thurman. Broner's hungry now. He might not come in there like he came into the Pacquiao fight. He came into the Pacquiao fight like he was just trying to get paid. I think Pacquiao can beat all the Garcias in one. In 1 year. Danny, Mikey, right after that smoke, I woke Big Garcia, man. Big Garcia, man. Hey, I think he beats all three of the Rams too, man. He beat all of them. He'll beat all three of them in the same weekend. If he fought them on a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, hey, he'd still be ready to go on Monday. Juan Passion Broner is in shape. He wants a exhibition fight versus Floyd. I think Floyd actually owes him that, man. Floyd should go on. I was gonna do a video about it. I made a thumbnail and everything. I just ain't put it out yet. I don't know if it. I didn't know if it'll get any views or not. So I never put it out. But if y'all think if y'all want to see me do the Broner Floyd Mayweather video, I'll go ahead and put it out. Who y'all think will win that exhibition fight? Even an exhibition fight, Thurman and Broner. Sorry, started smoking in 1994. Wow. Man, you just smoked more than some of us been alive, man. That's crazy. Hey, how do you compare the smoke from 94 to the smoke of 2021? Would you say the smoke back in 94 was better than the smoke in 2021? Cause you know how older people always be like, back in my day, this was better, and that was it was better back in my day, back in '67. Pacquiao can beat Crawford, and Spence don't doubt to a 40-year-old living legend. What's your opinion on the Floyd versus Pac one? I think Pacquiao won the fight. I think he did. He was more active in the fight. I think Floyd really didn't do anything but run and hug. I mean, they called it how they called it, and you can't really argue with the outcome of it. It's kind of like the same way when people say that Louisville got their championship taken away. We still won the championship that year, no matter what people say. So Floyd still won the fight, but I feel like Pacquiao won. He did enough. He was more active. He threw and landed the better punches. But I will say this: Pacquiao wasn't the normal Pacquiao in that fight. You can obviously see if you watch the fight that he was hurt, that there was something wrong with him, and he wasn't throwing punches in the same output as he normally does. So I don't. That's the same reason. So for the same reason I give Pacquiao the benefit of the doubt on his injury, is the same reason I give Lomachenko the benefit of the doubt on his injury. Because if I can say Pacquiao was hurt, I can say Lomachenko was hurt. Like I said, these guys are boxers, man. This is what they do. They get paid to get injured and get hurt, beat each other up. Broner versus Regis Progrerius is the fight to make, though. I don't even know who that is. I can't even pronounce his name. Patrick Carter said 94 was crack smoke. 2021, some cigarette smoke. Is that only because you had just started back then? Is that only because it was stronger because you had just started, and now you like what? I don't know how old you are. I don't put your age out there, but you over 20 years in the game, man. So you gotta be, you gotta be around 30 something at least. Well, my brain was a lot smaller there. Were no weed shops back then, so every weed seemed like crack. That's what I'm saying, though. You would think, because your tolerance was so low that that was the reason why it seemed like it was stronger back then. But I mean, you might be right. It might have been stronger back then. Ain't no telling what they putting in this smoke nowadays. Whenever Pacquiao hit Ryan like Luke Campbell did, it's night. I'm telling you. Hey, I don't doubt that, man. That's why I don't think this fight. I don't think that fight is even. It shouldn't even been talked about, man. Keep up the great work, Red. I appreciate that. Necessary. I appreciate you, brother. Patrick Carter, 36. Okay. I can dig it, man. You've been around you've been around long enough to know what good smoke is. Spence Crawford, who you got? I'm riding with Spence in that fight, man. I think Spence beats him. I think Spence's power would test Crawford's chin. I don't think Crawford's chin's been tested as much as people think it has. There's a possibility that Crawford's speed gives Spence a little bit of trouble, though. I think Pacquiao's speed gives Spence more trouble than Crawford's speed does. I'm Pac's age. You ain't quite there yet. Pacquiao still got about 8 more years on you. LOL. If Ryan versus Pac happened, I'm stipulations on towels allowed to be thrown. You gotta sell it, man. It's not gonna happen, man. They already called the fight off, so it ain't gonna happen. What's his name? Oscar De La Hoya and his other promoter got in Ryan Garcia's ear, let him know what's up. So that fight's not happening. You don't even worry about it. The only thing we got to look forward to is hopefully Pacquiao Crawford or Pacquiao Spence or Pacquiao you guys. I want to be surprised if Spence versus Crawford is a brawl. I think it would work in even more in Spence's favor if it's a brawl, because I feel like Crawford would gas himself out, and once he's gassed out, he don't have power to lean on, not enough power to knock out Errol Spence. But on the flip side of that, does Errol Spence still got knockout power? I mean, when's the last time he scored a knockout? Mayweather versus Jamel, 154 right now, big money. I think Jamel Charlo would knock him out. Who won the trilogy? What's gonna be who got a trilogy going? But I think Jamel Charlo will knock Mayweather out. I think Mayweather been away from professional boxing for so long. I don't think there's too many fighters he can hang with right now. Hood fight Crawford versus Broner for real. Ah, man. Crawford versus Broner would be an amazing fight. I think Crawford would knock him out, though. I think it would be like a 9th round knockout. I think he would gas Broner out. Broner needs somebody. He needs to face up with fighters that don't have high stamina. If he faces a high stamina fighter, he can't really compete. But that would be a heck of a fight, though, for a few rounds. I would like to see the first 3 to 4 rounds of that would be great. You guys in it isn't Pac, Spence, or Crawford level. What you think Spence versus you guys, easy fight for Spence, right? Yeah, I think, I don't know if it's an easy fight. From what I've seen of you guys, he's tougher than what people think. I think a lot of people think you guys is a pushover. I don't think he's a pushover. I think he gives Spence a good fight. I think he gives Crawford a good fight. I think he gives Pacquiao a decent fight. I really want to see Pacquiao, you guys get it on. I think it would really surprise people if they fought. Big respect to you, man. Appreciate you, Mike Richin Asanda. Wilder should fight Ruiz for a comeback. That would be a good fight. Wilder needs to get a fight, man. He need to schedule a fight, knock somebody out, shut up, and he would get his Tyson Fury rematch. If he keeps on going and going and going, Tyson Fury ain't never gonna want to fight him. I give Mayweather a chance versus a. You're wrong. Why would you put that in there, man? Hey, yeah, man, I ain't even gonna speak on that. Hey, leave Mayweather alone, man. He did something wrong in his life. You know, everybody done something wrong. You know, you done woke up in the morning one day and she done knocked your pipe or something over. And you I just playing. We gonna leave it there. Spence versus Broner could be ugly. Oh man, Spence versus Broner would be a horrible fight for Broner. I think Spence would maul him all night long. He would just be all over him. Broner Crawford would be a better fight for Broner. I think Spence. I think he would gas out even quicker if he took off Spence because Spence would lean on him. Crawford would run him around and tire him out. Spence would lean on him and body punch him to death and just gas him out. Broner needs to drop weight and go into the... That's what I think. If Broner goes back to 135 pounds, he's a completely different fighter. I think he could go back down and be the king at 135. Who don't you want Pac to fight first, Spence or Bud? I would rather see him fight Bud first. I think the Spence fight's a tougher fight for Pacquiao. Just because of his size and his punching power, I think it's a tough. I'm not scared for Pacquiao of Terence Crawford's punching power. His speed you might be a little worried about his speed gassing Pacquiao out, but I don't think he has the punching power to knock Pacquiao out. I think Spence does have the punching power to knock him out though. Tyson versus Mayweather, big money. Hey, I wouldn't be surprised if Mayweather tried to sign that fight. I would not be surprised, and Logan Paul can be the referee. I would love to see that too, because I think Tyson would have a flashback and knock. I think Tyson might have a flashback and knock Mayweather into the wall like Martin. Man, we'll finally see Mayweather take his first L. Y'all silly, man. Y'all goofy as hell with this shit. Spence couldn't put away Mikey Garcia. I mean, it is true, but I still feel like he has more power than Terence Crawford does. I'm not saying he has Juan Manuel Marquez knockout power or anything like that, but I think he definitely possesses more power than Terence Crawford does. How can Spence put out Manny, bro? I think if he landed the right punch, he can knock Manny Pacquiao out. I'm not saying he couldn't. I wouldn't put that past him. I don't think Terence Crawford can knock him out though. I think it would take for Terence Crawford to land the shot like Marquez did to knock out Manny Pacquiao. Bud's chin a suspect due to him not fighting any top welterweights, and that's how I feel. I think Bud he's not tested. I think he does. I really don't think he deserves a Errol Spence fight just because he's not. I feel like Sean Porter, Keith Thurman, Adrian, all them guys are proven because they fought each other already. And Terence Crawford is the only name who hasn't been mixed up in all those fights yet. So he's the only one who's really unproven. Marquez was juiced up. That's last fight with Pac. Something definitely changed with Marquez. And I won't say he was juiced up. I'm not gonna say he was juiced up, because to be completely honest, that was the luckiest punch in boxing history, if you ask me. If he didn't land that punch, Pacquiao was about to knock him out. If he didn't land that punch, Pacquiao would have knocked him out in the next round. He wouldn't have survived that next round the way Pacquiao was beating him up. Marquez was juiced to the grills. I know if Thurman fights you guys, he gonna try hard to get that belt back and rematch Pacquiao. That would be interesting. I think that would be a good fit for Keith Thurman. I think the luckiest guy in boxing right now has become Eugenio you guys. Now he's gonna have all these lower tier fighters wanting to negotiate with him, where nobody wanted to fight him at first. Now he's on top of the world. Renz Carlingo. Thurman versus Pacquiao. Who you got? Thurman versus Crawford. Who I got? Interesting fight. I think I'm going. I actually think Thurman could get with Crawford. I think Thurman gets with Crawford. I think Thurman might actually knock Crawford out. I think his size would really give Crawford some trouble. Because if you watch the Crawford Brook fight, Brook was getting with Crawford until he caught him with that punch. That's why I don't give Crawford a lot of credit. If Kell Brook wasn't so damaged, he would have beat Terence Crawford. But he's damaged good, so that lets me know, you put a better fighter in there with him. There's a couple of fighters out there that are similar to Kell Brook's style that would probably get with Terence Crawford. For real, I never heard of a boxer getting a belt without a fight. Plus, you guys about to get paid whoever he fights that has a belt. Yeah, he's the luckiest guy in boxing right now. He went from the bottom rung, nobody knowing who he was a couple of weeks ago, to, man, now everybody wants to fight him. I still think Thurman could beat Spence. I don't count him out. I got a lot of respect for Thurman. I think he was the only guy over there willing to give Pacquiao a shot. And he didn't take defeat bad either. He lost, and he accepted his loss. Most of these guys are like Deontay Wilder. They get beat and they start crying, and they don't never stop crying. They'll cry so much that they won't even get back in the ring with the dude that they crying about. But I think Thurman will give him a good fight. I think Thurman Crawford would be a better fight. I think Thurman actually would knock Crawford out. What about Thurman and one of the Charlo brothers? Who y'all got? Thurman versus one of the Charlo brothers. Been a bit away. Hey, everybody in here, man, go over and smash the like button for me, man. Get them likes up for me. Hit that like button for me. It's 14 people in here right now. I appreciate everybody for coming through, man. I really do, man. I enjoy doing this. As long as y'all keep coming through, I'm gonna keep on dropping this boxing talk for you. Porter versus Crawford. Who you got? I'm taking Porter. I'm taking Crawford in that fight. I think Crawford will get with Porter. I think speedy fighters give Porter problems. Virgil Ortiz versus Thurman is the fight to make. I gotta check Virgil Ortiz out because everybody keeps talking about him and I never seen him fight. So I'm gonna have to check him out. I'd rather see Charlo versus Benavidez. And I ain't seen Benavidez fight yet either. But didn't Terence Crawford beat Benavidez? Or was that at 130 pounds? Did he beat Benavidez at 147 or 130 pounds? Those are two names I do see come up a lot: Virgil Ortiz and Benavidez. So I gotta check both of those guys out. Hey, who y'all got in the Mayweather 50 Cent fight? His brother, not Dave. Ah, okay, okay. Next for Loma. Hey, we talked about Loma earlier, man. That's a possibility. Pacquiao might fight Loma. You know, if he can't get a fight with nobody else, why not go fight Loma? I think people will tune in for it. They'll want to see if Loma still got it, and then they want to see if Pacquiao knocks Loma out. Crawford beat his brother. Jose Benavidez. Okay. Did he beat him at 130 pounds or 140 pounds though? 50 Cent if it's a reading. He's and you don't know, man. 50 Cent might not be able to read either. You know, he don't seem like the sharpest knife in the drawer. Golovkin versus Charlo. Who you got? It depends on which Charlo. If it's the one who I saw getting mollywopped, I definitely got Golovkin. I'm not watching it. I'm cool on Floyd till he fights Pacquiao. I mean, I would like to see the rematch. I think Pacquiao knocks him out in the rematch, but I really don't think Floyd's ever getting back in the professional boxing ring again. We might get it as a exhibition fight, but we'll never get Maypac 2 as a sanctioned fight. Teofimo did what he did. Pac will be problems. Pac, I think, knocks him cold. 147 necessary. The only reason Pac went to PBC was to get one more shot at Mayweather. Do y'all really believe he went to PBC to fight Mayweather? Or do you think he just went over there because he knew it wasn't no more fights to be made at top rank? And Bob Arum wasn't going to match him up with Terence Crawford, and the only other place he could go was PBC. There really wasn't nowhere else for him to go. I mean, what was he going to go to the zone? Wasn't nobody for him to fight over at the zone. I don't think Pacquiao would have jumped at that. I don't think Mayweather would have been like, "Hey, I'll let you fight me if you come over to PBC," and Pacquiao would just jump at that. I don't think he's that. I give Pacquiao a little more credit than that, cause that just sounds fishy. I think he went over there simply because there was nobody else left for him to fight at top rank. Bob Arum wasn't gonna match him against Crawford. His only other place to go was PBC boxing. Either or, Pac coming up. I just want to see Pacquiao fight again, man. I just hope this ain't the end of Pacquiao's career. Yeah, I mean, they ain't got no fighters. I don't know how you expect to have a welterweight division under a promotional banner, and you only got one fighter. You got one fighter and a prospect, Teofimo Lopez. And, ain't no guarantee that Teofimo's going to make the transition up to 147. If Teofimo's smart, he would just run from 130 to 140 and stay there. What do you think if Manny goes back down to 135? It's a lot of fights to be made down there. A whole bunch of fights to be made down there. Big money. There could be big money fights at 100. Even at 140, some big money fights can be made. Hey, who's a better fight for Manny at 130? Is the Gervonta Davis the biggest fighter at 130? Teofimo Lopez or Devin Haney? If Manny Pacquiao, who would y'all rather see Manny Pacquiao fight out of that three? Teofimo Lopez, Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney. I still haven't seen a full Devin Haney fight yet. I've only seen like portions of his fights. I think Tank versus Pac. Well, yeah, it'd be a hell of. I was just about to say that too. Pac could clean out 140. I don't know who's all at 140 right now. You know, I think I would like to see Pacquiao fight Kambosa because based off what I heard about them sparring each other, I think that it would be a really good fight. I think y'all about to see something special from Kambosa when he takes on Teofimo. But Pac versus Tank, whoever has a belt, Pac versus Tank would be a heck of a fight, man. That would be a heck of a fight. I got Pacquiao winning, but I think that would be the craziest fight we've seen since maybe Pacquiao Morales. I think it would be one of them type of fights. Pacquiao, not natural weight is 140. He just fighting at 147 for a better competition. I agree with that. I think he's naturally a 140 fighter. From 130 to 140. That's where he belongs at. Gervonta, because if he does him dirty, Mayweather will come out of the retirement. I mean, I don't know. I think the Mayweather getting caught with them steroids is the reason he'll never come back and be in a professional boxing ring again. I don't think you'll never see Mayweather in a professional boxing ring again because he got caught with the IV. Yeah. Pac eats like Goku to get 147. Yeah, I've seen some of his meals, man. It's crazy. I'm like, how does he finish all this stuff? And he's just sitting there with his cup of water, slurping it down. I'm like, man, I couldn't finish one of them plates. He got about 5 of them in front of him. He only fights at welterweight for the money. Hey, you can't blame him, man. At the time, there was no more. He had cleaned out everybody from 130 to 140. It wasn't no more big money fights for him down there, so he had to move up, to get more money. I mean, it might be the same situation now. He might have to move out of 147 up to 150 just to get some good fights now. If Crawford don't fight him, if Spence don't fight him, if you guys don't fight him, Porter don't want to fight him, it would be silly for him to go down in weight and then take a loss to one of those guys. So the next best thing would to be move up in weight and get some of that, junior middleweight money. Teofimo versus Tank is the fight, though. Yeah, it look like we ain't gonna get that fight for a while, though. Now that Tank done broke his hand. Yep, that reason, and plus, USADA gone. Floyd can't win without cheating against Pac. Floyd can't win without cheating, period. I won't call it cheating. Floyd is very strategic with how he chooses his fights. And he knows who to pick as difficult competition. He knows what a difficult competition is. He knows what an easy competition is. And he's going to go where the easy competition is. And he's going to find out all the information about his fighter, his opponent, so he don't lose. He has no chance of losing. I mean, that's basically why he got the nod in the Pacquiao fight. It's because he knew Pacquiao was already hurt. Plus, he probably paid off the judges and USADA and all that too. He did give them what was that? $23 million or something like that. He gave him a whole bunch of millions to do the drug testing for that Maypac 1 fight. You are real. You won. You only say facts. 100. I appreciate that, Renz. You might as well keep it real, man. I don't know none of these fighters, so I ain't got no reason to lie for them. I guess some of these YouTube boxing dudes got personal relationships with some of these fighters, so you'll lie for one of your friends. If you saw one of your friends get beat up, you'll tell him, man, you almost won that fight, man. You should go get at him again, even though you got mollywopped. I don't know none of these fighters personally, so I don't got nothing to gain from it. I don't work for no news companies. I don't work for no multi-channel networks. All I get is a little YouTube check. But y'all ain't answer my question though. Who's the best fight? I guess y'all did. I guess Tank Davis is the best fight for Pacquiao, 130 pounds. I think everybody would love to see Pacquiao take out Tank. But we ain't gonna see Tank fight for a while now, man. You know, and I enjoyed Tank's last fight, man. That was the craziest. I think that was the best punch of the year. Do you think Joshua versus Wilder will be a good fight? I think it would be a great fight. Look, I think Wilder could beat both of those guys if Wilder actually put in the work. But I don't think Wilder's gonna. I think he likes talking more than he likes fighting. If live fights start happening again, are you gonna start going and doing interviews for your channel like how the other YouTubers do? That would be great for your channel. I mean, I wish I would if I could, man. You know, depending on where it's at. If it's close, you know, I'm in the Midwest. Most fights happen either in Texas, California, Las Vegas. And you know, that's thousands of miles from where I'm at. But if the last fight that happened here was Mike Tyson versus, it was Mike Tyson's last professional fight happened in Louisville. I didn't get the chance to go, man. I lost my ticket, so I didn't get a chance to go. Fly out. Be honest with you, bro. I'm gonna be completely honest. I've never been on an airplane. I wouldn't get on the airplane if you paid me. Now you can rent me a nice tour bus and I'll drive out there. You know, it might take me a week to get there, but I'll definitely drive out there. I don't know about no airplanes. But like I said, man, if some fights happen around me, if some fights happen around me, I definitely would. You know, I got some fighters in the city, some young guys, some prospects. That's one guy in Louisville who's pretty much won every championship, as far as amateur championship that you can win. I did interview him, you know, and he's still around. I could go back over his gym's only right up the street. I can go back over and talk to him all I want. Uh, but you know, there's no real big name fighters coming out of Louisville right now. Uh, Manny fight Crawford, takes his belt, then comes back for the WBA belt, fights Spence, and becomes the unified welterweight champion. Rides out into the sunset. But he would have to fight you guys too to be the unified champion. If he fought, he could fight Crawford, win, fight Spence, win. But you guys, if Spence don't fight you guys in the meantime, you guys would still be holding that title. So he would have to go fight you guys too. Yeah, bro. Patrick. I ain't never been on no airplane, man. I don't do airplanes like that. I'm good on airplanes, man. I watched all that Twin Tower stuff happen live. You know, that let me know right there. I'll never get on an airplane. Manny fight. Oh, okay, I did that one. No. Spence versus you guys. Spence wins. Okay. If that, if it played out like that, he'll be undisputed. Yeah. If it plays out like that, I don't know if it's gonna actually play out like that. If Pacquiao fights Crawford, you know, if they go ahead and announce the fight, they go ahead and get it on May 1st, get that fight out the way, and then maybe Spence and you guys fight a month and two after that. Get that fight out of the way, and then him and Pacquiao could get it on sometime at the end of the summer to unify. You better take a Vegas drive and start there. Hotels are cheap out there. Plus, that's where most of the fights are at. anyways, that would be dope to see you interview Pac before he retire. Oh man, I don't know how I would act, man, if I got to interview Pacquiao. I could probably interview some of these guys if I can get in touch with they press people. You know, I don't actually have to be there to interview them. You know, everything's on Skype right now. Everybody's doing, you know, virtual interviews and stuff. So, you know, it would be up to me to get in touch with some of these people's press teams and try to get interviews. These other channels, they get interviews and stuff like that. Uh, ES News, he gets interviews because he lives out in California. You know what I'm saying? He's right there. Um, some of these other guys who are like me, who are in the Midwest, are in obscure states. You know, a lot of these guys got big channels and they got MCNs, or they might be connected or affiliated with a magazine or a newspaper, a local newspaper, and they're able to get those guys interviews through their connections. You know, I just ain't got none of those connections, so not yet. You know, we'll get there. It ain't no thing. I could probably interview Sean Porter. It would probably be the easiest person for me to try to interview because he's on YouTube now. You know, it'll probably be easier to get in contact with him than anybody. You better all right. Interview Pat. That would be insane, man. Who you telling? I don't know what I'd even ask him. Just subscribe. I appreciate that, Bobby Rick. I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate you. Shouts out to you, my friend. If Bobby Rick got a channel, y'all go check him out, man. If you ain't got no videos up yet, keep going to his channel, man, until he put a video up. We want to see some videos of Bobby Rick. Appreciate you, bro. Man, I wouldn't know how to act if I interviewed Pacquiao. But since y'all said that, I'm gonna take the initiative, and I'm gonna see who his press people are. See if I can't find his press pamphlet, and if I can't get in touch with his press people. If I can get in touch with his press people, I might be able to get, you know, a virtual interview with him. Maybe if he'll give me a minute or two of his time. I appreciate it, homie. Appreciate it. You know, it's a lot of these guys that they're accessible. You know, some of them are inaccessible, but a lot of these guys, they want to be interviewed by YouTubers and people on YouTube because that's where the audience is at now. You would be a star. Man, I'd be superstar struck. It would be almost like meeting Michael Jordan, somebody I followed my whole life. You know what I'm saying? I think it would be more insane to meet Michael Jordan. You're doing good with your channel. You already got 5,000 plus subs. Keep it up, Red. I appreciate that, Nasty. Man, it's been work, man, up until this point. If I'd have known about the lives being so, you know, so dope, I would have been doing live streams a long time. I did them last year, but when I took my break from YouTube for like a year, and then got back with it, a lot of stuff changed in the meantime. So, you know, it's been a lot of work, to say the least, man, to get back to where, and I ain't even back to where I was when I took that break. You know, I was getting 1,000 views a video when I took that break, and I only stopped because it was getting to be, I'm the only one doing this. You know, it's just me, so you know it's rough, man. Sometimes trying to put out all them videos and then try to do all the SEO work and then thumbnails and all that stuff yourself. You know, this is real work. That's why big YouTubers, they don't do all that stuff themselves. You know, when you go to guys like, some of them guys might be like Counterpunch. I think he does most of the stuff himself. I watched his channel grow, you know, over the years. But the first boxing channel I ever watched on YouTube was Enter the Arena. No, it was. I take that back. The first boxing channel I ever watched on YouTube was ES News. And then I started watching Enter the Arena. And then Enter the Arena, they broke up. And T Street started his channel. I started watching T Streets because him and dude from Enter the Arena was beefing. Then I started watching Thunderdome. Those were the big names back then. You know, all these new channels, Dante Boxing Nation, Fannin, who else? Blue Blood. 5, 6 years ago, these guys wasn't even. I don't even remember these guys being around 5 or 6 years ago. Maybe they was around and I just never heard of their channel. But that the whole Enter the Arena T Streets drama. I don't know if any of y'all remember that. That was funny. That's what really got me into the whole YouTube boxing scene, man. They whole little fallout was funny. It was funny watching it, watching it play out. What got you into boxing? Did you fight when you were younger? I had fights like everybody else had fights. What got me into boxing though? My father used to take us to all the Mike Tyson fights. Every time Tyson would fight, he would get together with his friends and we would go watch the Tyson fight with him. You need to link up with other YouTubers to get more subs too. It's good marketing for your channel and your target crowd like Caps, Thunderdome Boxing, Honcho Sports, Punch Drunk Boxing, etc. I would like Showbiz. I would, but a lot of those guys, man, them guys, they feeling themselves right now. Them guys is getting thousands of views, and it's funny because even a year ago when I was getting thousands of views, I don't remember none of these guys being around. It's crazy how stuff changes in a year. And 3 years ago when I had first started, nobody was doing Pacquiao content. After Pacquiao lost to Mayweather, everybody stopped doing Pacquiao content. They had moved on to other fighters. And I just don't remember none of these people being around. As far as trying to reach out to them and work with them, look, if a channel got over 10,000 subs, they not looking at you trying to work with you. They ain't even hearing nothing you got to say. They don't care. Other YouTubers around my size, 5, 6, 7,000, they might want to work with me. Like me and Caps, we cool. We linked up, but he been following my channel for a long time, and we've been conversating for in the comment section for a while. So it's different from me trying to go holler at Showbiz or try to holler at Punch Drunk and like man or Honcho. Maybe Honcho Sports would probably be willing to do a collabo or something. Punch Drunk, Showbiz, Fannin, Dante, Thunderdome, he would probably be willing to do something. I never reached out to him. I used to talk to him in his comments about 4 or 5 years ago when the whole Maypac stuff was going on. But now, you can't really expect to link up with guys like Showbiz and all. I mean, them guys, they wouldn't even probably reply back to me if I hollered at them people. I really don't waste my time. To be honest with you, I don't watch their content. I don't waste my time watching their videos because they all pretty much got the same opinion anyway, And I feel like if I'm wasting my time watching their videos or trying to collab with them all the time, then it's taken away from me actually putting in work and trying to grow my own stuff. So I'd rather grow my own platform than, hey, if we link up someday in the future, I would rather waste time trying to get interviews with fighters than trying to do collabos with other YouTubers. Because the real problem with that is going to come down to money. Them guys is going to want me to pay them, and I ain't paying nobody for nothing. I'm not about trying to pay people to get subs and views and all that stuff. I'd rather grow because people like the content I put out. Reach out to DBA Boxing. I never heard of that one. I'll look it up, though, when I get out of here. Everybody keeps telling me about the LDBC. What is the LDBC? I know what the YTBC is, the YouTube boxing community. I used to post on that one. I don't really post on that one anymore, but the LDBC, I hear about it all the time, but I don't know what the LDBC is. It would be a bittersweet. Boxing won't be the same once Manny gone. It would be bitter. Yeah, I totally agree with that, and it's definitely not going to be the same. There ain't no throwback fighters. Manny Pacquiao is the last throwback fighter of an era, long gone in boxing, really. And Manny Pacquiao's really past his time. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate everybody who hits subscribe, man, and who tunes in. When I post something, they comment. They check the video out. I appreciate all y'all, man. Consider y'all to be friends now, man. I'm trying to build a community, because I feel like the difference between me and them guys is they doing it strictly for the money. They built their platforms up so big, and they making so much money that they don't really care about their subs or the people trying to work with them as much as smaller people. I'm really not making no money off YouTube right now. I make a little bit of money, but to be honest with you, the videos I did in the past, like my whole fishing series and a lot of the car repair videos, get more views than my boxing videos do in the background. And I've done 10 times as many boxing videos than I have those type of videos. But because of the way the algorithm is, and there's so many people doing boxing talk, it just takes a while to grow sometimes. It is what it is. I was asking that question too. I don't know why I was thinking LDBC stands for Lions Den Boxing something. I don't know what it stands for. I know. I'm glad you took a break for yourself, man. Everyone gets burnt out. I wasn't burnt out though. It wasn't that I was burnt out. The reason I stopped. The reason I stopped for real was I had found a new job. So, and I went and started working that job. It was third shift. And I normally post my videos at night. I like recording at night because it's quieter. I live on a really busy street, so you get a lot of people honking horns and a lot of cars flying by. Sirens going off all the time. So I would normally record my videos at night. And when I started that job, it was a third shift job, and I wouldn't be getting off till like 4, 5 in the morning sometimes. So, I come home, be like, man, I'm going to do a video. I eat something, pass out, wake up the next day, I go right back to work. So it kept happening every day. So I just wasn't posting. I never got burnt out from it. I could have kept posting. I had videos to post. I just never would post them. I was more burnt out from work than I was from YouTube. And like I said, I was getting thousands of views at that time. I don't know what but back to that, I don't know what LDBC stand for. I know what YouTube, the YTBC stand for, but the LDBC, I ain't sure. Another one of my subscribers though, he follows the LD. He tells me about the LDBC, but I still don't understand what exactly it stands for. He always tell me I should try to link up with them guys. But I don't know what actually it stands for. And if I ain't got nothing in common, I ain't trying to just be around to be around. We done got totally off topic, man. I appreciate everybody for coming through tonight, man. I don't know how much longer y'all want to stay on here. We almost hit 30 more minutes. It'd have been 2 hours. This has been a fun conversation, though, man. What y'all want to end it off on? What's the last question, man? Maybe if you do Gold Digger video, your subs goes up. I don't know what I can do to make my subs, but besides scoring a Manny Pacquiao interview, I don't know what I can do to get past that 10,000. I've tried everything. I've been stuck on 5,000 subs for over a year. Pac said he has 2 fights left. Who do you want him to fight, and who do you think he really gonna fight now? And I know he said he had 2 fights left. That's why I don't feel like this is all we're gonna get, and I don't feel like he's gonna actually fight Spence or Crawford first. I think there's a possibility he can fight one of them first, but I think since he's gonna do 2 fights, he might take a tune-up and then take on one of those guys to try to test the water. Who do I think he'll fight first? To be completely honest with you, I see the you guys fight coming. I know Errol Spence said, let's get it on. You got something I want. But I think Pacquiao if he's smart, he would out negotiate them guys for that fight, because that's the best role for him to take. Because if he gets the you guys fight, it would either force Errol Spence to go fight Crawford and unify, or to just sit around and do nothing for a year. And the longer he sits around inactive, the better it plays in the Pacquiao's hands. Because Pacquiao can just once he goes fight you guys, he can either go fight Crawford and unify, or he can go fight Spence. But I mean, it might play out to where he just fights Spence and Crawford and gets it over with. But I would rather see him fight you guys. I don't know how much longer. It's gonna depend on how long he decides to stay around. If it's only 2 fights left, put it this way: if he only gonna do 2 more fights and that's it, then he's gonna retire. I would say he'll fight Crawford and then he's gonna fight Spence, and then it's over with. If he's gonna stick around for maybe another year and a half, I would say he's gonna fight you guys first and see how Spence and Crawford work it out. If Pac don't get elected for president of the Philippines, I think he's gonna fight for 2 more years if he don't lose big. I know a person in the Pacquiao camp who I talked to on social media for a few years back, named Devin Sessions. I think it was the promo tour, Pac versus Algeria. I'll hit him up to see what's the latest news. I appreciate that, Patrick. If you can definitely get in contact with him, man, let me know, man. And if you want to get on camera, man, whatever you find out, you can get on, do a video about it, and you can come get on camera, or we can go live, and you can break the news. You know, you ain't gotta give it back to me. Let you be the superstar. Yo, that's love. Yeah, that would be love, bro. I appreciate that, man. Real talk. Cause I don't know if y'all watched my video about Deontay Wilder's coach. You know, I used to talk to him on Facebook. Mark Breland. I didn't even know he was the real Mark Breland at first. Cause he would come in. I would post these not memes, but I would post these pictures like my thumbnails. But I wasn't making thumbnails. I didn't know I was making thumbnails, but I would make these pictures and post them in the Facebook groups. And he just happened to see some of the pictures I had made and post. And he came and commented on it one day. And I was talking, we had conversated back and forth. And I ended up getting on YouTube. And I seen an interview. And I'm like, damn, this is the same dude I was just talking to on Facebook. And that's kind of how I figured out it was Mark Breland. I didn't even know he was an actual boxing coach until I saw it on YouTube. And I haven't talked to him in about, that was probably like 3 years ago. He's a pretty cool dude, man. That's why it's kind of a shame when I heard Deontay Wilder saying what he be saying about Mark Breland. It's hard to get at some of these guys on social media, though. You would have to really go through and build a relationship with their press people to get an interview with them. I think the only big YouTuber I could probably get a collabo with would be, and it's weird that I would say this, but ES News. I think ES News he's really down to earth dude, and if you get at him the right way, he would actually, talk to you and conversate with you, maybe even share information with you. And I've been watching him for a long time, man. It's crazy how big his channel actually got. Yeah, now it's a small world, man. It's crazy that it was crazy how I met him like that, man. And then to see him on YouTube, I'm like, damn, it's the same dude I was just talking to on Facebook. And he's a cool dude, man. He's a real down-to-earth person, man. He ain't like, it was crazy that he was even in that comment section like that. Real nice dude, though, man. I ain't got nothing bad to say about him. But, man, we've been on here for like 2 hours, man. I'm going to go and give the closing word, man. Y'all got anything else y'all want to put out there before we get out of here? Anybody got anything to say? As far as Manny Pacquiao versus Terence Crawford being the fight of the year, I feel like if the fight actually gets made, this is gonna be a throwback fight, man. It's gonna be a throwback fight to those Pacquiao Morales fights, those Pacquiao Barrera fights, the Pacquiao Marquez fights. Uh, I don't think Terence Crawford can beat him, but I think Terence Crawford would give him a heck of a fight. I think Pacquiao would still win the fight, but I think Crawford would bring the fight to Pacquiao. I think Pacquiao is just a little too talented for Crawford. I don't think it would be the end of Crawford's career, though, because I think he would go down in fighting style. I think he would go down swinging. I don't think he would go down on his back. Yeah, come out to Cali, go to the Wild Card boxing gym and get an interview with Freddie Roach. That would definitely be a dog fight for reals. No fur trunks. I just DM him on Twitter. I appreciate that, man. If you can seriously get in touch with him, yeah, man, share my channel with him. Let him know that I would love to interview. Hey, if I could just get an interview with him, or if you can interview him, like I said, if you can interview him, it don't gotta be me, and he'll allow you to share it to the channel. Definitely, man. If you can make a video about it, I can either do a video and I can edit you into the video, or we can go live and you can come on live, man, and discuss whatever he was willing to share with you. David Sessions 35. Go check out him on Twitter. I don't even got a Twitter, bro. Everybody tells me to get these social media. I got an Instagram, man. I don't know how to use it. I've had an Instagram for like 4 years. I get on it and I look at stuff, but I don't know how to actually, get people to follow me and like my pictures and stuff. So I don't really fool around on Instagram too much. Definitely don't know nothing about Twitter. But I hear a lot of people on YouTube talk about they get a lot of traffic from Twitter. Maybe I have to look into how they getting that traffic from Twitter. I don't want to have to start another. I don't want to start another social media account, man. I just got this WhatsApp. Me and Caps was talking. He convinced me to get the WhatsApp. So I got the WhatsApp. I got Facebook. I got Instagram. Like I said, I don't know how to use Instagram for real. Patrick Carter, add me on Facebook. Patrick Carter. Yeah, everybody go to Patrick Carter's Facebook, man. I'm gonna come check you out too. It's spelled the exact same way. If you can, man, drop a link to your Facebook in. Now you can't do. You got to do it on my community post because it's not gonna let you do it in my comment section. So you can go to a community post and drop your link for your Facebook. But yeah, if you can definitely get at them, man, I would appreciate that, man. It'd be something good for the whole community here, man. We'd love to if we can get some inside news before the big channels get it. That would be awesome. As far as coming out to Cali, man, I would love to interview. If it was one person I can interview first, I think it would be Freddie Roach. I think that would be. I would like to be that to be my first. I would like to interview him before I interview Pacquiao, because I think he has so much more insight into why Pacquiao's a good fighter. I think he could give me a whole lot more info on why Pacquiao is so good as a fighter. Necessary, man. I appreciate that, man. Good night, bro. I'm about to get off here myself, man. It's like what? It's 3 o'clock in the morning almost here. Yeah, it's definitely time to get off, man. I appreciate everybody for coming through. Hey, how often y'all want me to get on live? How should I post a video, more videos than I do lives? Do y'all want to see more lives than videos? Keep up the great work and stay humble. That's how Most High blesses his chosen people. Man, I already know, man. Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that. I don't get the big head, man. But if I get that YouTube money, I'm going to come see you, son. Definitely, if his channel pop, man, I can make some money off this, man. Man, we can all go see a fight. I pay for everybody to go. We all go to the Manny Pacquiao fight. But let me know, man. How often y'all wanna do this? Y'all want it once a day? You know, I like your lives, man. I appreciate that, man. Uh, if y'all enjoy this, man, and y'all want to go live, we can do this like once a day. You know, I'll do a video and a live. I'll try to do it, you know, once, 2 or 3 times a week. You know, if I can, once a day, at least once a day for a couple of hours. Try to keep everybody informed. Everybody stay in touch with each other. But tomorrow I'm gonna try to get Caps back on. You know, try to interview Caps again. That's might be where I have to start at, just interviewing small YouTubers and getting small YouTube opinions before branching out to the actual fighters. But definitely, if Patrick can get us in touch with Pacquiao's people, man, you know that's gonna be awesome. Yes, sir, man. I appreciate that, Pac. All right, y'all, man. Like I was saying earlier, as far as Pacquiao Crawford go, I think it'll be a throwback fight, man. I hope we do get it. You know, me personally, I want to see Pacquiao, you guys. But if we get Pacquiao Crawford, that's a 10 times better fight. So, hey, you ain't going to hear no complaints from me. That's right. Whenever you feel like it, get a set date, maybe on a Sunday night. That's what's up, bro. Some real inside news. Straight up, bro. Straight up, man. All right, y'all, man. I'm about to get out of here, man. Appreciate everybody for coming through. Salute to everybody. Go check out Patrick. Hey, y'all go check Patrick out on Facebook, man. He's a real one, man. Go join his Facebook. Get his numbers up. Bobby Rick, man, I appreciate you for coming through, man, and hitting that subscribe button. Everybody hit the like button for me. I appreciate you. Everybody who came through, I appreciate you, man. It's your boy Cardinal Red, and I think I'm out of here for the night. I see y'all tomorrow, hopefully. Hopefully, man. God bless everybody.